one thing when they say this, I'm trying to do this. I said, honey, you can try and try and try the rest of your life. That to me is negative.
What if I told you there was a manifestation method so effective that it gave someone 100% success rate in manifesting cars, houses, money, and pretty much anything else that you could think of? It sounds insane. This is exactly what Helene Hadsell did. And no, this isn't just positive thinking or luck. This is a real manifestation formula. Once you understand the SPEC method, you can manifest anything. As a manifestation coach with a background in psychology, I help women seduce their reality and making their success inevitable. The SPEC method is actually pretty simple. It stands for select, project, expect, and collect. But don't mistake simple for basic, because each step follows the exact mechanics for how reality is shaped. So here are the 4 steps.
SPEC, and everybody should have that in their vocabulary if they're wanting material things. SPEC is selected. What is it that you want? Is it a car? Is it jewelry? Is it a trip? What is it? Let's give you an example. You're there and you're at a showcase, and all of a sudden you see this diamond necklace. You're seeing it. Okay, so you select it.
Clarity creates reality. Helen didn't just enter the contest just to win something. She knew exactly what it was that she wanted. Whether it was a car, a house, a trip, money, she knew exactly what she wanted, and she was crystal clear on her specific desires. The reason why this is so significant is because intentionality beats out everything. Whatever the intention is behind you doing virtually any action, that's exactly what you're putting out into the universe. If I say, oh, I want to see a pink car tomorrow, I could see a pink car in a TV show. This actually aligns perfectly to what Neville Goddard says with the law of assumption. You must define your aim with precision and just assume that it's already done. I fear that if you're just vague about your desires, the universe is going to be vague right back at you, because it only gives exactly what you give out. There's been times where I'll specifically manifest something and it'll actually end up manifesting for my friend, or I'll actually end up seeing it on a news article or something. That's because I'm not specific enough. We somewhat touched on this on my last video, but the moment that you actually decide whatever it is that you want and don't keep wavering back and forth with, oh, possibly this, or is this possible for me, then that's when you actually give reality time to stabilize in your favor. Since we're constantly and always changing states based on our vibrations, beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions, all of these things that create our frequency and that are emitting out into the universe, anytime any one of those things changes, we instantly shift states into a different parallel reality. I know this sounds a bit esoteric, but really there's a science to this.
How you want it. So you project it. And when you project it, that's when you see things happening. And I don't know how it's going to come about. Is your boyfriend going to buy it for you? Do you win it? Does your husband buy it for you? Do you have a lot of money and it comes to you because you've now selected it, and projected it?
The mental blueprint. Your subconscious mind is a blueprint for your reality. Whatever you impress upon it is exactly what you're going to see reflected into your external world. Helen would literally visualize herself winning, the joy that she would feel, the conversations that she would have afterwards, mentally experiencing the moment as if it already happened. This isn't just a mindset, it's neuroscience. There's a study that shows that mental rehearsal actually produces the exact same neurotransmitters as if you were physically doing the action itself. This actually is being filtered through the reticular activating system, which is filtering reality based on your expectations and your beliefs. You may already know, but your brain doesn't actually know the difference between what's true and what's false, what's imagined and what's reality. That's why when you're mentally rehearsing something in your mind, your brain actually accepts this as if it's happening right now in the present moment. The more that you do this and you tie an emotion to it, because that strengthens the thought and the frequency, that goes down into your subconscious mind, helping it feel like it's reality now, which then magnetizes the desire itself to you because you're used to feeling it as it's real now. That really is the whole game. The Bible even talks about whatever you ask for, believe you have received it and then it will be yours. The moment that you can actually make your nervous system feel safe in your current reality, knowing that your desire is already done, that's when you win. Faith and conviction are your absolute best friends when it comes to manifestation. So because your mind cannot differentiate the difference between what's imagined and what's a fact, use that to your advantage. So this leads us into step 3.
You expect it. When is it coming? When will it be here? I've been waiting. When will it be here? And then all of a sudden, and it varies every time you make a projection. It varies when it comes. How does it come about? It comes about in different ways. Mine mostly came by entering contests.
Expect. Unshakable belief. I will never forget the quote where Abraham Hicks said that people will rise or lower to your expectations. They will never exceed them. This really just shows us how much our beliefs are really impacting every single area of our life. If I can only get what I'm expecting out of life or lower, then is every single thing that's attracted to me a product of my expectations? The answer to this is yes. Most people just want to win. But Helen, she expected it. She truly lived in the assumption that every single thing was already done. It was already manifested for her. She had the perception that she was just waiting for the day she got to cash in her prize. This is why Neville Goddard talks about how assumption is the bridge between imagination and reality. Because whatever you accept as truth inevitably will harden as fact. This is just a universal law. So just think about it. Where in your life do you place expectations and assumptions on things that are contradictory to what you want to manifest? Is there a person in your life that you have conflict with that you constantly say, oh, this is just who they are? Do you just assume that money is hard to come by and that you have to sacrifice your time in order to get money? Here's the kicker though. The universe doesn't respond to emotional truth. It responds to frequency. If you just say, I'm rich, but deep down you still feel like you're broke or you're struggling to pay rent every month, then the dominant vibration that you're sending out is of lack. And unfortunately for you, that's exactly what you're gonna get back. The universe only gives you who you are and not what you want. But there's a way that you can use this in your favor. Expectation isn't hope. It's a knowing, it's a conviction. Like that time where you just knew that someone was lying straight to your face and you just couldn't prove it, but you just had this feeling that it was just immediately true. If you used that level of conviction to your desires, you would never struggle with manifesting anything ever again. And step 4.
The one thing, when they say this, I'm trying to do this. I said, honey, you can try and try and try the rest of your life. That to me is negative. What you take try out of your vocabulary, it's coming, and that's it. Trying means you keep on trying. That's negative. I never try, I do something.
Collect. Align with the arrival of your desires. You have to be ready to receive, because if you just keep doubting, you're energetically blocking your desires from actually making its way to you. The moment that you came up with the desire is the exact moment that the universe started working on it in your favor. The only thing that prevents you from getting exactly what it is that you want is by vibrationally blocking it. If you already had what it is that you wanted, you wouldn't be looking for it every day. That's like placing an order on Amazon and then checking the mail every single day to see if it came. You ordered it. You know it's coming. That's like going to a restaurant and ordering dinner, and then every 2 seconds you're asking the waiter, hi, like, is it almost done? Hi, is it ready yet? Oh, how much longer? You know how annoying that is? But when you actually have conversation with the people at the table, you actually enjoy the experience of being at the restaurant, you know how quickly the food actually comes. Time gets away from you, because you're enjoying the process and you know it's already coming. That's how you have to look at your manifestations. Like you're just placing an order to the universe and you're just waiting for it to be delivered. You already know it's here. You already know it's done. You can go live your everyday life knowing that this thing is on its way to you. This thing is inevitable. This also ties into the universal law of vibration. If you really want to learn the ins and outs of mentalism, the laws of the universe, I really recommend reading the Kybalion. I still don't know if I've been pronouncing it right, but it's so far been one of my favorites. But this does talk about all the universal laws, just a little side note. The law of vibration just states that your external world is only a match of your internal one. The universe isn't going to give you anything that you aren't vibrationally aligned to. So that flat tire that you got, failing one of your classes, that toxic relationship, all of those things are vibrationally aligned to you somewhere. And once you tune your vibration to what you actually want to create, what you actually want to experience, That's when those experiences will magnetize towards you. If you're still stuck in the loop of hoping, then you're definitely not in the vibration of having. And the universe can only give you what you already have internally. So plant the seed and don't keep going outside every 2 seconds to see if it's grown. Let the universe do what the universe does best. So let's talk about where people go wrong when trying to implement the SPEC method and what actually prevents them from being able to manifest. People might visualize their desires and they might even go as far as scripting before they go to bed. But the one thing that they're missing is that they don't actually expect it to happen. They have a wishful thinking attitude. Being hopeful is actually setting yourself up for failure because you're not hoping that it's going to happen, you're knowing that it's going to happen. And you say, oh, I hope, you're leaving it up to chance, and realistically, you're aligned with the vibration of lack, fear, and uncertainty. You don't actually trust that the God within can manifest every single thing that you desire. You believe more in the scarcity of society and the limitations that they've imposed on you since birth. Another common mistake is just overcomplicating the process. The SPEC method is truly powerful because it's so simple. Select, project, expect, and collect. 4 steps. If you overthink it or think that you're not doing it right, or maybe it needs to be like this, you're overcomplicating it and you're just inviting in resistance into your life. Another major issue is acting out of desperation instead of certainty. We all know how cringe desperation looks, and we also know the damaging effects that it has in people's lives. You are not desperate for anything because you are the creator. You will never lack unless you believe in it. You will never not be provided for unless you believe in it. You will never not have the necessary tools that you need to survive every single day. You have air that we can't see, that you're breathing in constantly, that's keeping you alive. You have water, that's an infinite supply. Everything in nature is literally providing for you. If you looked at life that way, that you are immensely provided for, then you wouldn't actually have any desperation energy. Anything else that you manifest on top of that is just an asset. So this is how you're gonna apply the SPEC method to your life to manifest exactly what you want in 2025. Step 1, write down exactly what you want and get super specific. Step 2, spend 5 to 10 minutes every single day truly visualizing whatever it is that you're trying to manifest as if it's already happened. Find a visualization meditation on YouTube. Really do like a life audit. Like, who would you be if you already had this thing? What would your habits be? How would you talk to people? What are your relationships look like? Step 3, assume that it's already done, because it actually is. In one of my previous videos, which I'll link at the top, I actually mentioned how you're not actually manifesting anything to you, you're just vibrationally aligning to that reality. Energy is not created nor destroyed, it's just transferred. Therefore, you just need to transfer yourself to that reality, which your desires are already manifested. And number 4, stay open to receiving. Every day, just wake up and say, I'm so excited for how I can receive all of my desires today. I'm so excited to see how everything unfolds perfectly for me today. I'm so excited for how good life can get. How good can it get? Helen didn't just win contests. She actually cracked the code for manifestation. Luckily for you, now you have the exact same formula. The question is, are you actually going to use it? As some of you may know, I have a membership coming out. It's called The Sanctuary, and it's your A to Z blueprint for being able to manifest literally anything and everything that you desire in your life. We have mindset vaults, mental health vaults, spirituality vaults. We have pretty much anything that you can imagine. We have live Q&A calls every week, meditations, visualizations, all of the things you truly need to level up for good. If you're ready to actually start implementing the SPEC method into your life, put I'm aligned in the comments below. If you want more deep dives into manifestation, make sure you hit subscribe because we're just getting started. This is Kennedy signing off.